afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to Throwbacks, where we talk all things cool and retro. And today we've got some of Australia's finest. Basically, the Bushwackers were kind of billed to be from Australia, but I think they're actually from New Zealand or something like that in real life. But we don't talk about real life. We keep it kayfabe over here. These are some long game figures. I can't remember which one. Butch, Luke, whichever one. One of them was really, really hard to find. In fact, I never actually found it. A Major Mark from the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast group posted this on for $25 shipped, so that's a very fair price there. So went ahead and grabbed it. Was finally able to get both the Bushwackers on the table, and I figured why not go ahead and do old Rhea Ripley as well. And I do believe this is from her trip to Australia, maybe? No, maybe not. Riptide, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, but she is from Adelaide, South Australia, so she's got that going on. Does it have where the Bushwackers are from? Oh, it does. From New Zealand, so they actually do keep it, whatever. But hey, whatever. Australia, New Zealand, we're gonna roll with it, right? For the purposes of this video. But let's go ahead, get them unpackaged, and dig on into the Bushwackers and Rhea Ripley. Alright, let's get into it. And these are a part of a Build-A-Figure set for Adam Pearce. We're going to go ahead and start off here with Bushwacker Luke. Before we get there, let's go ahead and look at the Build-A-Figure piece here. Just a head, just a normal, everyday guy. I don't watch the new stuff as often as I should, so I really have zero idea about Adam Pearce. But if you want to build them, you can do that with this full set. Includes Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I would suggest, if you need if you don't want to buy the whole set, then get this one figure. Get your good old Happy Corbin or General Manager Corbin. Do a little head swap, and bing, bang, boom, there you go. But that's all. We made a video about that earlier on the channel. But let's go ahead and get into Bushwacker Luke. For the purposes of this, we'll go ahead and leave on the Doink head here. Worth noting, the back of the Doink hair does come off. So, not sure what the thinking of that was. Maybe just, I honestly, I don't know. That's weird. Did they take them off at some point during the match? I don't know. But look pretty silly, pretty goofy. I can definitely see a want to display them like this, especially if you already have some other Bushwackers. I do not have other Bushwackers, so I'm going to have to go with the regular head there. But there you go. Got some nice tats. Nice camo. Again, more and more tats there on the arm. I'm assuming those are pretty accurate. Was not a big Bushwacker fan. Really can't say that I have any real memories of the Bushwackers. Some nice tight joints, that's for sure. But I do feel they are needed. They're, they're one of those historical teams. They're not the LODs. They're not the Harlem Heats, but they are a pretty big tag team there of the 80s. So Bushwacker Luke coming in, looking pretty cool there. Have a quick look at the Bushwacker Luke head, and yeah, he's a looking fellow. That is what we can say about that. And this will definitely be the head that we use for display purposes. But now it's time to move on to Bushwacker Butch. Alright, time to get into Butch. We'll go over Adam Pearce's Build-A-Figure accessories real quick. Just two suited arms, nothing too exciting there. There we go. Just some hands, some elbows, and some armpits, we'll say. Not too much to write home about there. Alright, it does have some hands, some pointing hands, some fist hands, some C-grips. Again, nothing too exciting. I'll go ahead and go into his normal face first. Very cool, very expressive. That's kind of what these two are really known for, just kind of being goofy, over the top, seemingly wild Aussie back type individuals, New Zealand kind of backwoodsy individuals, but definitely fun looking there. Let's go ahead and get into the figure itself. A really, really fun head. This head is a lot of, it does a lot of hits here. It does kind of have a a Doink look to it, which obviously has a Doink look, but just kind of the expression really kind of sells there. But then they did a really good job of keeping his beard in here. You know, maybe to the detriment of collectors. Maybe collectors would be more like, I'd rather just look like, you know, Doink and be able to have an extra Doink head, but they did make it accurate and do the beard underneath, because obviously he has a beard, you know, underneath there. So I think that kind of lines up pretty good. They did a really nice job on that. Everything else is pretty much the same. A little less tats on his arms. Really one each on each arm. Everything else is pretty paint by numbers. Cargo pants, boots, all that good stuff. So you kind of get the idea. Nothing too crazy, but just a solid, well done figure. Just there's the Bushwackers. There they are. Pretty cool. But now it's time to get on to the main event. It's time to get on to Rhea Ripley. Time to get on to Rhea. Okay, anyway. Alright, time to get into Rhea herself. I gotta keep saying get in, get on. Either way, it just sounds kind of naughty. Anyway, let's get into her extra hands here. Just an extra C grip. Okay. Another C grip with a tattoo on it. And then just a regular old plain Jane C grip. What is going on here with Rhea? She's gonna maybe blush out of the table. Old Rhea. People just dig in. Rhea, I dig her. I think she's pretty cool. Definitely a different kind of character, but a fun and cool character nonetheless. Really good face sculpt. Definitely Rhea Ripley all day long. Even has nose rings, makeup, dark lipstick. Really, hair is really on point. Looks really cool. Has the mommy little neck choker action going on. Tattoo in between her girls there. Goes all the way down and shows back up down underneath her girls on her chest. Really cool attention to detail to get that in there like that. Kind of garter belts, I guess, probably. Again, with more tats underneath the stockings. I'm sure that was a pain in the butt to get right. Knee pads, and then back down to her boots. Really, really cool. Let's get on to her jacket here. Looks like Australia something. What does that say? Something. I have to get my big thing here. Let's see here. Something Oaktis Stadium, something, and it has the date. Okay, so the date of the event, and then the stadium name from the event. So that's really neat. Definitely a moment in time. Definitely for her fans of Australia for sure. And then a little bit extra there, kind of ribbed for her pleasure, his pleasure, whoever pleasure. Chains on the side, and then of course the Aussie on the back there, looking really cool. Just a very, very toyetic figure from a very toyetic performer for sure. But let's go ahead and get everybody posed out how we're going to display them and give our final thoughts on the Bushwackers and Rhea Ripley. And there we go, the whole Aussie New Zealand crew looking pretty good. A solid group of figures here. I think Rhea's obviously the breadwinner of this set, but I do appreciate them going the extra mile there with the Bushwackers, giving a little bit more selling features here. Ooh, that's rough. Ah, look at that. Oh, I didn't even notice that paint over on the back. Oh, that's terrible. Woo, that's awful. Look at that. How bad that is. I mean, that's ugh. That's like. Well, it's a good thing we don't display our figures from the back facing forward now, isn't it? So, I mean, it's just a solid, decent figure. You get extra play value here with these Doink heads. Really kind of adds to it. It's kind of a one and done. There you go. You buy two if you want to switch the heads up if you really are a fan of the Bushwackers. But otherwise, you put them out in a basic series, which really I think that's the way to go with these guys going forward. You got a few elites out at this point. Just keep them in the basic series line and roll with it that way. But all in all, pretty cool. Definitely going to see a ton more Rhea Ripleys here in the future. No doubt about it. I know there's an ultimate one right now with the raw ring that you can get on Mattel Creations, but just a little bit too expensive for me. And I don't really collect current people too awful much, but this one was just too cool to pass up. So, but at the end of the day, that is my thinks. That is my thoughts, and I'm sure that you have yours, and we'd love to hear about them in the comments down below. And while you're there, you might as well go ahead and like this video, and of course, subscribe to the channel, as we do post new content every single day. But from the Bushwackers, and from Rhea, Ripley, and all the way down to Uncle BJ, we're going to get on out of here. We thank you guys for hanging out, but it is time. It is time to throw one back. So we'll see you guys next time.